Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. This is going to be Alex Tech Talk. In this channel we're going to be discussing a lot of things about technologies. For example, Plex media servers, 4K, streaming devices, NVIDIA shields, uh, computer builds, Hackintoshes, everything that you guys want to hear. Please leave any comments in this video, and just let me know what you guys really want me to upload. Just to kick off this video, I'm not being sponsored by Plex. I am not being sponsored by any other companies. I'm just doing this video for you guys as the average consumer. As you guys might see, a lot of people out there, they're uploading their Plex media server, and they're just doing raids and NASs and hard drives that are $200-300 worth. And at the end of the day, you kind of just look at yourself and you're like, dude, I cannot afford this. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to run a 4K Plex 20 terabyte server, and two little components that you guys will not believe how it's run. The reason I did this whole thing was because one, I am an average consumer like you guys. I don't have money to be spending on hard drives all the time, so I wanted to use my hard drives as reliable, and wanted to save them as most as possible, and I don't want to overburn them and overburn my system as small as possible, because like another day you are investing on this, and it's coming out of your pocket. So first things first, I did invest it on the Lenovo M93PT tiny PC. It's running an i5 of, I believe, 4690 processor. I did upgrade it to 8 gigabytes of RAM, and I'm running a 240 gigabyte SSD. I do have Windows 10 Enterprise on it. The reason I chose Windows 10 Enterprise Edition was because it's the cleanest edition, and it's not using your CPU as much as other versions of Windows. For example, Xbox app, the Skype app, and updates, and Defenders and all that stuff. So I just kind of wanted to get the cleanest version of Windows. Second of all, I did invest it on the Mediasonic Pro Box 4-bay enclosure. It's not the RAID, it's just the regular 4-bay enclosure. I invested on that a while back, and the reason I didn't, and the reason I invested on it is because I like the enclosure and it holds up a lot of data. But I'm gonna get into the video a little bit more detail why I didn't use it for a while, and I finally figure out how to use it on this method. And third of all, I did all my hard drives are the green. They're more the low efficiency hard drives, which are the the Barracuda and the Western Digital green. I'm running two 8 terabyte hard drives, and I'm running two 2 terabyte hard drives, so it's a total of 20 terabytes. It's running about 890 Blu-ray movies, and it's running about 280 4K movies and just TV shows. This build is basically for the average consumer. It's not something that you want to make business out of, or share with the whole half of the world. This this build is basically just for your main household, and to share with a couple family members, and that's about it. I am able to stream about, I did stress it, I didn't have any more devices, to be honest, but I did ran about 8 streams at the same time on this device. 7 streams at the same time for this device. 4 of them are transcode, 1080p transcodes, and 3 of them were direct play 4K media playback. I did it purposely because I wanted to stress out the CPU, and I wanted to see if it was able to handle it, and it handled it very well. Like I said, for the media, for the the average media person, you're really not gonna be running 8 transcodes at the same time, because kids play computers, you're in the TV, so it's nothing like, I don't want to over stress it and be like, oh my god, it's only running 8, I wish I could run 20 or whatever it is, because at the end of the day, it's the average stuff, and it's not going to be used, period. And then going back to the Mediasonic Pro Box, the reason I really liked about this is because it holds up to 32 terabytes of space, which is 8888, so 8 times 4, it holds up to 32 or 36 terabytes. I really like this thing, but what I really didn't like in the a while back was because that thing just kept running 24/7. It would never go to sleep, and as you guys all know, if you're running a Plex server, it's gonna be running 24/7, and that thing is never gonna rest, and your hard drives are always going to be running, and your CPU is always going to be running, and it's just very stressful to the point that you don't want to overdo your hardware. I figure out a method on Windows 10 on how to, put everything on standby and just be utilized whenever it's needed. Just to make it clear, my hard drives, when I'm doing a stream, it will turn on. The enclosure will turn on automatically, and it will do whatever it needs to do. And then whenever it's not being used, 5 minutes later, boom, it'll go to sleep mode, and just stay there. It does turn on randomly here and there, just to do like any scans or any changes on the server, but it only runs for like about 5 minutes and then it goes back to sleep. It runs about 4 times a day, so a total of about 20-30 minutes a day. It will turn on randomly on certain hours. It usually turns on more at night. So if you're a really light sleeper, do not put it next to your computer because you'll wake up because of the fan and everything that it's doing. You guys will be surprised of how small this device is. It's very compact. It fits on my computer desk, and it does the job very, very well. So I will show you guys how I manage this setup, and how to make it run. And also on another note, I am running my hard drive, my computer, everything through my network. So I'm sharing it through my network just in case I want to add a video file or whatever it is. I'll just add it directly, and it will just everything's already been shared. All right, so let's get into the video. As you guys can see, this is my computer desk, and this is gonna be my 20 terabyte media server. I do have tape around my enclosure due to the fact that the LEDs are very light. But if you take the tape, as you can see right here on this yellow mark right here, the 4X, um, it's in yellow or orange, which means that the hard drives are being, they're sleeping and they're just, on standby. This is gonna be the Lenovo um, PC. I did put some tape here because I want to cover the whole LEDs. Uh, so everything's running on my network, which is I do have a gigabyte connection at home, and basically everything's just being shared. As you guys can see, it is a beefy computer, um, and I will show you guys how to set this up on Windows. But I just want to make you guys aware, this is the server itself. You guys will be amazed of how it's run and how cheap it is to build a Plex 4K server. Hello guys, well, as you guys noticed already, on this last part of the video, I did show you guys how to basically the whole server in basically in my house and my computer, and the items that I use to run this server. So as prove you guys, basically I'm running Windows 10 Enterprise Edition with the Intel iCore i5 4570T. I do apologize, I did believe I said 4690, but it's a 4570. I'm running 8 gigabytes of RAM, and like I said, Windows 10 Enterprise. Why I chose Windows 10 Enterprise? Because it's the cleanest version of Windows, and it doesn't have a lot of apps that are going to be running in the background, and it just makes it more efficient. Another thing that you guys to just prove you guys that I'm running 20 terabytes. Basically, I'm running the two 8 terabyte hard drives, and I'm running the two terabyte hard drives. I'm actually running a 2.5 terabyte hard drive, so the total amount is 20.5 terabytes worth of media. I do have it, in sections, so I do put Blu-ray movies, 4K movies, and then movies, which will be the Blu-ray movies as well, and TV shows. Um, the main thing of this process was basically to show you guys how to minimize the the rendering and minimize the whole um, power consumption of your server, so that way it's only activated whenever it's being needed. And that's what I love about it, that it only turns on when it's being needed, and that's it pretty much. And then whenever nothing's being used, it goes back again to sleep mode or standby mode. The enclosure does the same thing as well as the PC. So first things first, I did share all my computer through the network. For the first time people that are using this, you will see an icon right here. It says that it's not being enabled. So once you enable it, it will automatically tell you if you want to use it on the public computers or if you want to do it throughout your network. I did choose my whole network, and that was it. And as to share the hard drives, basically I just went on properties, go to sharing, advanced sharing. I added, the hard drive, the amount, the hard drive that I was being shared, permissions, and I clicked on everyone. I added everyone, and then I put full control and change and read. That means I'm able to, make any changes from, another computer through my whole network. As you guys can see, I am running the Plex media server. Um, and at this moment, you guys might hear a little bit of a noise. And that's because it's gonna be the enclosure is gonna turn on once I sign into it and try to play a stream through it. Um, so that's the beauty of it. So as you guys can see, I have Blu-ray movies. I have a total of 890 movies. And then as when it comes to 4K, I do have 294. As you guys can see, I don't know if you guys could hear it, but it did turn on automatically at this moment. So if you guys can see, it is a 4K HDR10 English True HD movie. So it's like a legitimate 4K. It's not like those stupid rips that you guys see on the internet that are like 10 megabytes, or I'm sorry, like 1 or 2 4 gigabytes of space. Uh, as you guys can see here, it has a 4K main HDR10 True HD. So as well as the 4K Blu-ray movies, same thing. It is running 1080p, whatever audio it's being used for that movie specifically, and for the TV shows, same thing as the TV shows um, that you guys can see. So if you guys wanna just kind of take a glance at it, I'm gonna let's play, Spider-Man, the movie, right? So when you click play, it will automatically start playing. I did turn off the volume because I don't want any copyright material crap on it. Okay, the only thing that I gotta say, it does take a little bit of a couple seconds in order for it to kick in, but once it's fully kicked in, it's perfectly fine. As you guys can see on my dashboard, it's being played directly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's being played directly because this computer is able to, capture it really good, so it doesn't need to transcode. As you guys can see, the server, it's being, the CPU part is being used a little bit too much due to the fact that it has to, do the transcode on this movie. But if you play it on your TV, it will automatically do direct play. So the whole transcode will not be used. So your CPU is not going to be used. At this moment, obviously, Google Chrome uses 17%, and I'm using this capture video, which is using 23% as well. So it's being used a little bit too much. But if I close everything, it should be up and running completely. So um, the number one thing that I'm actually showing you guys on this is because you guys wanted to see how I tend to put the hard drives to sleep, and a lot of people tend to ask that question a lot on the forums. So all you do is just go to this PC, go to properties, and then go to device manager. I recommend you going here first and then connecting your USB drive. That way, whenever you connect your USB drive, it will tell you which is the one that it's being used. For example, on this computer, the USB mass storage is basically my enclosure. So this is the one that I need to focus on. So the what you do here is go to properties and then go to power management. This is not going to be checked, so it's going to be pretty much like this. So what we need to do is we need to allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. So once you click on that, I recommend basically just closing everything down, and this should be your last step when it comes to setting up the server, and then just basically do a restart on the computer. As you guys can see on power settings, I am not using a lot of things. I'm basically leaving everything as default, as balance recommended. I'm not even touching any of this on the computer goes to sleep. I did put turn off display in 30 minutes, turn off display in 10 minutes, and then put the computer to sleep in 30 minutes. That's just the default how it is. I never touched it, and I basically left it as is. Like I said, what I really liked about this computer is that it allows you to. It goes like on the standby mode, and that's what I really like about it. That it goes on standby mode whenever it's not being used. So that's a big thing for a lot of people. And that's basically it. That's how you set up the Plex server. Like I said, on a lot of videos out there, it's gonna show you how to scrape your movies and add them to the pictures and the backdrops and all that. So that's a no-brainer. Basically, put your movies on a folder, and then select the folder where it's gonna be held at, and that's it. And then it will automatically start scraping your movies, so that way it could look like um, this. Okay. Um, and if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, please put them in the description. Also, I will link a description of all the items that I use on this computer. Um, like I like for last mention, I did use the ProBox Mediasonic ProBox for bay enclosure. I am using the Lenovo ThinkCentre, um, MP93 tiny PC. And on the hard drives, I'm basically running the green hard drives, which is the Barracudas and the Western Digital Green. Um, I am planning to expand this media server to a 32 terabyte hard drive, just basically saving money for the additional hard drives that I need to purchase. And once I purchase them, I'll be running a 32 terabyte hard drive. So I just want to add a little bit more shows and stuff like that for the server as well. And I'm actually gonna be uploading pictures and like family pictures and stuff like that through the server, so that way they could be held there and kind of like my cloud bases type of thing. Um, and that's basically it. Like I said, it does do 7 streams at the same time. That's the most streams that I was able to get, and due to the fact that I don't have any more TVs or any more devices to play, so I was able to get 7 streams, three 4K direct streams, and 1080p's. If you don't want to overpower this PC, if you want to use the best out of it, I recommend buying the exact devices that are capable of playing. So I would recommend buying a full 1080p smart TV and a full 4K TV if you want to do 4K streaming. That way it could do direct play and then won't have to do the transcode. And what I mean by transcode is that whenever the movie it's not capable of playing direct play, it has to do this method in order for it to play on your the device, but it does use a little bit more CPU. So most of my TVs are 4K, so I don't have a problem with it. So I'm running it the way it's supposed to be. But if you have any more questions, please let me know. Please subscribe. I'm gonna be uploading more videos to it. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a full Hackintosh, NVIDIA Shield, everything that you guys need to want. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the description. One last thing, for the computer, the Think Center. Amazon's selling it for too much of a price. I did buy mine on OfferUp, but if you guys want, I'll link them on eBay. They're running for about $120 to $150 for the computer itself, so it's not that bad of money. And the Pro Box, it is running about $120 as well. So you're looking at about 240 just for the system itself, and then basically the hard drives that you want to input. So I'm pretty sure some people do have some spare hard drives right there that want to use them. So by all means, use them. Um, please subscribe, please comment, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.